yeah, ooh, that's how it always starts. But then later there's running and screaming.
The world's just changed so radically, and we're all running to catch up. How can we possibly have the slightest idea of what to expect? The best intentions. Some of the worst things imaginable have been done with the best intentions.
Dr. Malcolm, here to share a few campfire stories with my uncle.
You can convince the Washington Post and the Skeptical Inquirer of whatever you want. But I was there, I know what happened, and so do you.
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could that they didn't stop to think if they should.
Hello and welcome to Jurassic Minutes, where we discuss recent movie, toy and franchise news for the Jurassic Park series. I'm Brad.
And Dave.
On this episode we'll be discussing Jurassic June being over, what Jurassic themes did we get up to, and Mattel have dropped a figure tease on us that most of us probably won't be able to get. But all that and a lot more coming up in today's news. Joining us for this Jurassic Minutes we have Mr. J. Jurassic. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Great.
And since we got some toys to discuss, we thought it was good to have you back on to talk about one toy in particular. But before we get to that, Jurassic June has just concluded. Anyone get up to anything interesting for the month?
I found I got the Nasutoceratops from Amazon. I've had no luck finding it in stores, so I just got it on Amazon real quick.
Mm-hmm. Jay, what's your recent toy hunting been like?
For Jurassic June, I think I got the Indominus.
Mm-hmm.
I got that one, and then I got the Quetzalcoatlus. I got those two, and I got them from Amazon. I pre-ordered them a while ago, and they came. It was random because they just sent you a message like, "Hey, it's coming in today," and I'm like, "Oh, gotta check my bank if there's money in there." Yeah, we're good. You know, like give me like at least like a day or two. Like
I know they do that to you. I mean, and then the Amargasaurus got delayed on me, so that kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
I canceled the Baryonyx that I had on the pre-order and ended up rebuying it third party because the third party for a few dollars more, at least I'm guaranteed to get it. You know, it was the green proto colors Baryonyx.
Oh yeah. I've seen it in store. My Walmarts around here are actually pretty well stocked. I saw, I actually was gonna. It was weird today. I found that Nasutoceratops. The Walmarts now are only charging $6 for them.
Really? Already?
Yep. I actually saw one, or it might be an error on their part, but it had the tag. It said $6. Attack and whatever dual attack, right? And I'm like,
yeah,
that's this set. So then I did, the price scan on my Walmart app. I price scanned it, and it came up $6. I'm like, wow. Now I'm like, I already have it though, and I don't really want to like. I'm trying to cut down a little bit on this stuff. I got a lot of this stuff. Like Jurassic June was not a great month for me. I got in a car accident, so that really delayed so much. I'm fine. Like I didn't get hurt from it, but it did mess up the month for me, and just a lot of this stuff is just there's a lot of repaints.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, all right. I'm not being a completist anymore. If anything, I'll just be a completist with the old Kenner stuff and.
Yeah, good way to do it.
But the Indominus is great. I really like the toy. It's a million times better looking than the Hasbro one. I will say, like, the plastic has that same kind of problem. Like, the other toys is very hollow, very, like, you can, like, you knock on it, it's like, clank, clank, clank,
At least she stands.
Yeah.
She does. She does stand. That's the thing. Like, the other one, I remember when we all bought that one back in 2015, and I was like, this looks nothing like the one in the movie. And I said the gyrosphere attack one, the small like Target one or whatever, the one the smaller model, right? Because Hasbro doesn't know scale. It just all over the
apparently not.
Well, that continued from the Jurassic Park 3 Brachiosaur, but
oh my gosh, like
not,
how small was that Brachiosaur?
not to bring up nightmares.
I think we all have buyer's remorse from that first Indominus by Hasbro. I know I definitely did.
I saw the first images of the Mattel one, and I sold my Hasbro one like that night. That night, I was like, boom. I was like, I got a good amount for it. You know what I mean? I didn't care. I don't really. I know I see some like people getting a lot more money for a lot of stuff I've sold of the Hasbro stuff, but I'm just happy to get rid of it. It was just taking up space. A lot of it was in boxes because they were so brittle. I didn't want to take them out the box. You know, I was like, I take this out, it's gonna turn to ash. You know, it's like it was really bad product. No, this Indominus is pretty cool, man. It looks like it has movie accuracy in the way it looks. Like this looks like an Indominus Rex. It doesn't look like whatever the hell that thing was that we had with Hasbro. I think it had like Arnold Schwarzenegger arms, like tiny feet, this huge head with like vampire fangs. I'm like, what is this thing? Like this is what Henry Wu. This is the first Indominus. This wasn't the one that we saw in the movie. This was the first experiment. And Henry was like, oh no, yeah, this was the sister. That's why she got eaten up because she could not stand up right, so she kept laying down. It got until it got it on the jugular. Like it's bad. So it's cool to have that one into the collection now. And I don't know if you guys have seen like my Instagram. I've said that like it's going to be a little bit on hiatus. I am reorganizing the entire Jurassic office. I'm making it look really cool. Like I'm taking some time away from the social media. I've been posting these very cryptic videos. I don't know if you guys have seen them. There's one where I put some like file numbers and I think it says they're in the fog, and it's like I've gone out like there's a lot of like forest area where I live, so I've gone out to, like some areas with a lot of trees, recorded some things. I have one that I'll be posting soon. It's pretty cool. Like I made a T-Rex footprint in the mud, and it's just like me walking through the forest, and there's no talking, there's just sounds of animals and whatnot, and I've been making them look like old film, and they're all cryptic because there's
nice. I think that sounds really cool.
It does.
Yeah, they're all gonna mean something in time. it's for something that it's kind of like between hiatus. Like I can throw these on there. They're only like 5-second clips. I don't really have to like write a lot because I want to concentrate on getting this whole collection organized. Because I'm actually been finally able to bring my entire collection home. I had a lot of it at my mom's place, so I'm able to bring it all into where I live now. The only thing that's still at my mom's is like the huge displays where I have no room for them here, So I have there's like a couple over there, and yeah, that was my Jurassic June, just like getting this thing fixed up and dealing with car insurance agents.
Yeah, I definitely know how you feel, man. I personally took my Jurassic June a little early and ended up camping out in the redwoods.
That's beautiful. Oh man, I would love to go to the redwoods.
I visited all the Redwood Lost World locations. I absolutely loved it. We had a whole special on it.
It was like it was probably like going to like it probably was like almost like a spiritual type of like feeling, right? Just going through all those areas.
Yeah. I even found the private ranch in Fieldbrook where they filmed the other half of the Lost World scenes.
Wow.
Yeah, and some of the photos coming out were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I did a whole showcase. I'll send you the link if I haven't already.
Oh, yeah, definitely do it. Let me check it out. I did see some of the pictures, but I don't think I saw the whole showcase about it.
All right, there's guys ready to get in some news.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I think the number one reason we wanted to do this at the end of Jurassic June, Mattel have revealed a Jurassic Park John Hammond exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con. Boo. It's in scale with the Legacy line of human characters. It features John Hammond himself, his cane, and a little incubator with some eggs and a baby raptor there. Straight off the top of the bat, I suppose, before we get to the figure itself, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. The only way you can get this is if you're there, which means there's going to be a lot of these, although they're limited to 5 per person, so maybe some will find its way online, but I think with if it's going to be so limited like this, I just would have preferred not to see it at all.
And your sentiment is not alone, my friend.
I am really disappointed that it's a exclusive as well. This is probably one figure that I think every Jurassic Park fan has always wanted, along with maybe a Lex figure as well.
Yep.
And I think I really, really hope that Mattel re-releases this figure further down the line, maybe even if just by itself in a repack rubber Compsognathus, but still, I really want this figure. And frankly, I don't trust the resales they have going on eBay right now, just because to get this figure, you actually have to go to the Mattel booth and sign in for them to ship you the figure. And I don't trust that everybody's that is selling on eBay right now to do that.
Well, not only that, your details have to match the online details as well. If you're using an online alias or a screen name or something, you're not going to be able to pick it up. Which, yeah, as you're saying, like if the box it comes in is very nice, that Jurassic Park look, the gates with, as we've talked before, like that trapezoidal shape of what the gates were, and the sort of front of the gates open up to reveal the character inside. If it just goes into standard packaging as a re-release, and I think the box it comes in is good enough for a convention exclusive, and that will make people want to go after it and get it. But restricting the fan majority, or 99.99% of the fan base to this figure is just, I don't like it.
Yep. It is. Well, see, this is the thing.
Let's do it. Go.
Let's get into this. Let's get into the nitty-gritty about this. And all right, I've talked privately with friends about this, and I've talked to people that they keep saying it's gonna be re-released. It's gonna be re-released. I get that, and it's a marketing strategy, this and that. This is the problem with that. It's fine. I've also heard as well, there's always been Comic-Con exclusives. There's Comic-Con exclusive this, Comic-Con. That's fine. Most of these Comic-Con exclusives, most of them, have always been repaints. Have always been, I don't know, let's say like a Predator, a NECA Predator, but it's all silver, you know? Yeah. But you've had that NECA Predator before. Same sculpt, only this one is silver. It's going to go for, if they resell it or whatever, if you're a completist, that's going to be hard to get because that's the silver one. But this figure has never been made before, professionally or like in the toy market, because there's this sculptor guy that did like Kenner type Hammonds, and they look fantastic. Have you seen that? That shit.
Yeah.
It is awesome. Like I was gonna put in a pre-order, and then just things happened. I wasn't able to do it, and it sucks because I really wish I would have, because that thing looks awesome. Would go amazing with my Kenner collection. Anyway, besides the point, we've never had a Hammond figure. When I was 6 years old, when we had Jurassic Park and we had Grant and all them, I didn't know who these guys were. I thought, like I said before, I thought, with the card that Grant came with, oh, he's a Pteranodon trainer, all that stuff. Once I saw the movie, I noticed how much and how lacking there was of no Hammond. I'm like, where is he? Where is John Hammond? I said the same thing about Lex. We have Tim. Where's Lex? And we all know this story as fans, that when Ariana Richards found out there was no figure being made of her, she was disappointed, and I think they said she cried. I don't know, but it was a disappointment to her. Now, she was a big character in Jurassic Park, which I always felt deserved to have a figure of her, and Ted Brothers has always petitioned for that. He loves the Lex character and whatnot. But Hammond was the creator of Jurassic Park. If you don't want to go into specifics of DNA sequencing and all that and give Lou the credit, Hammond was the man with the idea. He was Petticoat Lane. He was the one that came to the realization that he wanted to make this grandiose park where the world can enjoy animals that didn't exist anymore, and he wanted to bring them back. He's the one that showcased the park. He's the one that saw his dream go to SH. You know what I mean? He is Jurassic Park. It's like making all these Jurassic Park toys and never making a T-Rex. If you don't make Rexy, what is the point? You know what I mean? It's like all these years we've been waiting for Rexy, and it's like making Rexy, and it's an exclusive. And it's like, it's a big disappointment. I don't want to go to the length of saying that it's a big middle finger to fans, because I don't really think that's the idea with it. I feel it is a very not thought out idea by upper heads in the Mattel company. I don't think it was the guy.
Same thing.
I don't think it's the. You know what I mean? I've had. You know what I mean? I was very angry when this happened or whatever. But at the same time, we can't go and start saying things about the guys on the Jurassic team. I don't think it was their idea. I really don't think it was their idea. The upper heads of Mattel, I think it was them. I think it's the guys that have no idea what this brand is about. They just want to push things. And I think it's the artists, and I don't think it's the guys working on the team specifically, But it was a really bad idea to do this. To make a figure that fans been waiting for what, 20, 25, 26 years, and to kind of just say, you can get it, but you have to go to San Diego Comic-Con, which anybody that knows about cons and conventions, anybody that's in the know about conventions or whatever, knows that, like, those tickets sell out, like, in 5 seconds. They're quick. Yeah. They're gone. And some people, will say that, well, it doesn't cost as much. Well, it does for somebody who lives in the East Coast. It does for somebody who lives in the Mid Coast, in Midwest, right? Midwest. That's where you live. And it will definitely cost you a lot, Brad, if you live in Australia.
Yeah, it's about $4.5 grand in airfares to get over there and back.
Exactly. Plus, all the hotels are booked up. The hotels up the price because they know people are staying there, so they'll bump you up. Oh, it's the only room we have. Oh, which one? The Abraham Lincoln Suite. That's the only one we have. That's where Abraham Lincoln actually stayed a couple times. Sorry, but yeah, he wrote the 4-score speech there, so we had to bump the price on that room. That's where you'll be staying. What? That's the problem. That's what the people don't understand. So some people that are trying to, like, desperately get to this thing, there's no way possible to really get to it at this point. Like, unless you, I don't know, win that trip with Kevin Smith that he's been promoting all over Instagram. Hey, come win a trip with me. You know what I mean? Unless you do that, and I actually enter too, because I'm like, well, maybe, I don't know.
You gotta be in it to win it.
Yeah, he'll be talking to me and be like, I love Kirk's, man, but we gotta get to the San Diego Comic-Con. The only reason I'm hanging out with you is for John Hammond. That's it. Like,
he's taking you past all the DC booths, and you're like, where's Mattel?
He's like, hey, do you want to meet, like, Christian Bale, the Batman? No! I'm just going over there. Like, that's the big deal about it. Yeah. It's like, they made it impossible. And look, down the line, we might get this figure. I get it. You know what I mean? Might happen. Thing is, there's a little problem with that. John Hammond's a legacy figure. Legacy brand is done. It's not. The last hurrah is their Brachiosaur, and that's it. Target hasn't opted for another year with Legacy. They don't want it. Human figures are peg warmers. I don't see them in any Walmarts around me. There's no humans being sold at the Walmarts. Target would have a few, you know, and then the fiasco that they had with trying to clearance out all the Legacy figures. You think a company's going to opt to get more figures when they had to do what they did? They sold those figures for nothing. You know what I mean? You were getting a $7 figure for like $1 something. $1.49 is, I think, the lowest I saw them go. You know? So there's the issue. Where is this Hammond figure going to be reissued if everybody's so confident it's coming back out? The only way they can do it is by rebranding Legacy, which is going to be hard to do because of the licensing with Target. You know, the Target got dibs on that. And I don't think Target's, you know, they're not known to be that friendly to be like, yeah, all right, anybody else can have it. No, you know, he's gonna have to be repacked with some sort of dinosaur, which is what I feel they should have done from the beginning, like they did with the Stiggy and that mercenary. You can't buy that mercenary anywhere else. The guy with the black hat and the black suit, whatever. Yeah, he's like one of the mercenaries from the whole auction scene. I think he's one of the first ones that gets like punched by Owen. Like that looks like that guy, right? So they repackaged these guys with a dinosaur or with a vehicle. They had Owen with blue, and they had Claire, the good figure of Claire, with the gyrosphere. Because the other one with the yellow jacket, it's very sought after. You can't find it anywhere. I've never seen it personally. I don't have it. And from what I've seen in pictures and people have it, her face looks a little weird. The one with the gyrosphere looks more like the actress, you know? Looks like Bryce Dallas Howard. Anyway, so sorry I'm like such a speed rant here, but it's like... Yeah. But it's like, it's something I've been meaning to say, like, you know, I wanted to say it in a video, but it's good to say here for everybody here. So, basically, where are you going to sell this guy? Where? Like, Walmart's not packaging people. They don't want no humans for Jurassic Park. I feel it's gonna be a while before we see him, if we do. You know what I mean? I feel like it's gonna be probably down when the next installment of the movies come out, where they can start selling new figures again. Because right now nobody's gonna buy any figures. It's like a dead zone. That's why we haven't seen this guy
Franklin?
What's his name? Franklin, yeah. That's why I don't think he's been sent out yet, because they've had such a bad return with human figures. Yeah.
Well,
you know?
maybe they could either put new packaging on it or just sell it from the Mattel store and have it available to ship internationally. And
that's what they should do. Yeah. They did the pre-orders on there. I don't understand what's the big deal about like doing exclusives to their own store. Yeah. You know what I mean? If it sells out there, then whatever. You know, as messed up as it is, people had a better chance there than they did with going to San Diego Comic-Con. Like, I'm one of the people too that went in there and pre-ordered and then read the directions, because I did it so fast because I was so excited to order this thing. And then I come to find out it's like, oh, here are the special directions. Special directions? What the hell does it mean? Like, what are they telling me? How to open the package? Like, what? Like, what does that mean? Then I'm reading them, and I'm reading that I have to go to Comic-Con. I'm like, I live in New Jersey. I'm like yelling at my phone. I'm like, I live in New Jersey, Mattel. What are you talking about? Like, you know, it was a very bittersweet moment, knowing that, like, we finally get a John Hammond, and they're like, yeah, you can't have it. Yeah. Because you have to be part of this people that are going to San Diego Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you're part of that group that's going to San Diego Comic-Con and you're a Jurassic fan, more power to you. You're able to get it. That's great. Fine. But there's a lot of us that are not going to get that figure. And then, you know, this figure is exclusive and whatnot, and then a lot of influencers or people that Mattel sends free product to for reviews and whatnot got sent some Hammonds. Oh. You know, so So it is a little salt into the wound with some people. And hey, I will say, like, a lot of these guys deserve getting this Hammond because, you know, they put a lot of work into what they're doing with it. Like, I know Brad from the Jurassic Park podcast, which I'm a contributor to, got a John Hammond.
Yep.
And the guy deserves it. You know, he puts so much. He's like you guys, recording every. He records like every week. You guys record every week as well, like every Saturday, whatnot.
Yeah.
Like every so on. You guys put a lot of time into this, you know, and nobody's paying you.
Yeah.
Nobody's paying Brad, you know. You do this because you love this franchise, so you do it. So you deserve it. So he got a John Hammond. I was happy for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's a good in cases like that where it's actually going to a fan, where it might be going to some reviewers that just do toy reviews, and then it's either sold off afterwards or given away in a competition or something.
Exactly. So that's the thing. Now, if you're a Jurassic Park fan and you put a lot into this fandom, Victoria's Cantina, she does a lot of toy reviews. She puts a lot into the fandom. She got one too. You know, and so on. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's totally fair.
Now, this brings us into the other topic: how the scalpers come into this.
Well, that's it. And like they say, only 5 per person. And as you were saying earlier, with just all the things you need to do to get to Comic-Con, if you are in line and you're going to try and get 5 because you're going to try and want to get some payment for your time and energy and just having to deal with this whole experience. So.
Yeah, you know, so many of those guys don't give a rat's ass about Jurassic Park. They don't care. They see they see a good opportunity, supply and demand, capitalism. This is the country that me and David live in. You know, capitalism with this type of sort of scalping. We see it on all these Mattel toys. They have taken this opportunity and just keep on really railing us Jurassic fans with this stuff. They did it with the Spinosaurus, and that is one of the big reasons why a lot of like consumers and fans of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World are really mad about this move that Mattel did. Like, look, I get it if it's a whole publicity stunt and they're trying to, but it is a very bad publicity stunt to do when not, like 5 months ago, there was a huge fiasco on a dinosaur that was so sought after that people were paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get it overseas just so they can have it part of the collection. For them to throw another one that's battle damaged but has like a really crazy paint scheme to it, which like people like myself, I'll repaint it, you know, it's fine, whatever. But there are a lot of kids and people that don't do repaintings and aren't going to go the trouble of doing that. And now they get a Spinosaurus, but they want the one that looks kind of like Jurassic Park, that has that color scheme, you know? And
I'm terrible at repainting. I actually ended up ordering one off of some kind of maybe somewhat suspicious site for like $45. And the delivery is between like now and the 15th. And I have no idea if it's going to come.
Oh,
but I don't want to pay those scalper prices either.
Well, that's
a gamble, but yeah.
That's the problem here. To get that Spinosaur, I'm looking at $200 on eBay to get it here.
Look at that. That's ridiculous.
But I want that figure so much. What do I do? Gennaro said it best.
Yeah.
$10 a day, 10,000 a day. People will pay it. Just
exactly.
And people had a field day with those memes. With like John Hammond saying everybody in the world has a right to enjoy me, which was a little creepy, you know. So like, they had like a field day. It was hilarious. It made me laugh, but at the same time, at the end of the day, I was really pissed and very disappointed because I was like, you know, what I mean, I've dressed up as this dude like a bunch of times to like different events, like. I could have dressed up as Grant and other guys. No, I dressed up as the old man from Jurassic Park. So I love that character. And Sir Richard Attenborough did a fantastic job. It is a legendary character in the Jurassic fandom. Like, you know, he's a painting now in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Well, that's the thing. He's still got so much of a role in Jurassic World and in Fallen Kingdom. Like, the whole Jurassic World... It was Hammond's dream and all this. This is why this park is here. And then going into Fallen Kingdom, this was the whole Lockwood and Hammond thing is still continuing on these films, and if the character hadn't died, or the actor hadn't died, I really wonder if they would have found a way to bring him back for these new films as well.
You know, in one of those, yeah, definitely, because in one of those documentaries of Jurassic Park, Return to Jurassic or whatever, Spielberg is talking about Sir Richard Attenborough. He's talking about how much he loves him and stuff. He's like, I love this guy, you know. He calls him Dickie, and he's always like, yeah, he's always like, I love that man, and blah, blah. He's like, if I have the opportunity one day, I'm gonna bring him back. And this is when he was still alive, when they did those interviews, I think. But that's when he was, you know, I think he had fallen. He had fallen down, and he wasn't talking too much anymore, and he was wheelchair bound, and then eventually he did pass away. But he was gonna bring him back. Like, Spielberg loved that actor and director. Yeah. You know, he's brilliant, and his brother is brilliant too, doing all those documentaries. Man,
still
you know,
going, 92, whatever, he's still going.
Oh, dude, I love when he starts talking about the animals and stuff. When he did the documentary about the Argentinosaurus in the Natural History Museum, I went there. I took a video of it. That thing is. I don't know, man. It's like seeing Godzilla for me, you know, like that. It took me 15 minutes from one end, the tail end, all the way up to the skull, just walking, like leisure walk, but it took me 15 minutes to get there. It like with my camera filming, it is so huge, and it's so cool because he was there, like. You know what I mean? His brother was actually there at the museum, like, talking about it, because that's before they opened it to the public. Yeah. And so to have, like, it's just really, really, really awful to know this thing exists and it's not in my collection, like, at all. Like, I would much rather they would made like Barry or I don't know, Hoskins or something like that. Yeah. And they're like, oh, I would have been like, damn, I wish I could get him, but it's not that bad. But Hammond, dude, come on.
The sting, you know? It wouldn't sting as much if it was a character that the fans haven't been wanting for 26 years, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, no,
I was going to mention, you brought up repaints before, like an Alan Grant from the Legacy line done up in his Jurassic Park 3 outfit. Where
that would have been good.
That would have been
good.
That's what a Comic-Con thing is supposed to be. Now, whether or not that figure would sell is a different thing. You'd still have people that have that whole set, but...
This is the thing, like, it's not a figure they're going to try to... most of the time when they do these Comic-Con exclusives or whatever, it's not a figure you really... I don't think it's already been retailed or it might be retailed in the future, but it's not something... right now, we don't know the future of the Legacy line. Like, you know what I mean? We know from reports and whatnot and the fandom talking, the Target just doesn't want it and things like that, but will it go somewhere else? Will it go to Amazon? Or will it not exist anymore? Will it be rebranded? We don't know. Yep. And the problem with that is we can go down a list of how many Legacy figures we don't have. If it isn't for Kenner, we don't have an Eddie Carr. We have a Eddie Carr with Kenner. We wouldn't have Nick Van Owen. We have a Nick Van Owen with Kenner. You know what I mean? Like, this whole Legacy line was supposed to, like, bring back those characters that we love from the old movies. And we only got Malcolm, Grant, and
Muldoon and Ellie.
And, yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the problem. The other characters they're only doing in Lego. Like, we're getting a Ray Arnold and a Nedra in Lego, but we're not getting them in, even a Hammond in Lego. We're not getting them in the full-size characters that can interact with those Kenner figures or the vehicles.
Yeah, you know, it's becoming a thing where it gets to the point where, like, people like Ted and man, I really wish I could remember the guy's name that made the Hammond figure. It comes to people like them to, like, make these custom figures, because Ted is making all these, like, awesome customs, and he made a Lex one. He has, I think, yeah, he showed it on his page. He sent me a mold of it. I have one. She's not painted. I have to fix her up a little bit. She's got some little spots that I got to fix up. But once I repaint her, well, I got a Lex figure now. You know what I mean? It's getting to the point like that where it's depending on the fans. When you really think about it, the 14-year gap that we had between Jurassic World and JP3, the fans made everything.
Yeah.
They made absolutely everything. JP Legacy, you know, David, of course, you were on there. I think you were a mod there, right?
I was an admin at one point, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You guys did everything for the fandom at that point. You know what I mean? Like, I was on there, but I wasn't really anybody like, I was a lurker, man. I was on every page, but I barely ever talked, you know? And like, you guys made wallpapers. You guys made I remember one guy in there made the JP3 ringtone that's on my phone right now to this day. You know what I mean? Like, the fans did everything, you know? And then with this whole Jurassic World thing going on, there's a lot of stuff being made under the brand name, but is it all stuff that we really want? If you really think about it, a lot of stuff is kind of like, what is this? Why are they making this? And then there's stuff that we do want, they don't make. Like, you know, it's weird. But I don't take this as I'm mad at Mattel getting the license and I'm like, oh, somebody else should get it. No, I'm not. Because to go from what Hasbro was doing, which basically was crap. We don't care. We don't give a rat's ass about this brand, which showed, man. Like, dude, you look back at those T-Rexes and what the hell were those things? Like, the teeth
those are so terrible.
Oh my god, the teeth they had like the gums down to like the bottom of the teeth. The eyes had slits on them like raptors. Their legs were tiny. Oh my god, the Chomping Rex was just a deformed animal. That was like those like mutations that they had like floating in the tubes in JP3. Yep. You know what I mean? It was awful, you know? To go from that to what we have now, it's just night and day. So I love that like Mattel took this license and really put it into this license. But I feel like lately some things they've gotten a little lazy with. But that's just, you know, I get it. It's business, though. They got to make back money on some stuff. But then there's decisions like this that makes me think that the upper guys, the upper heads of Mattel, they're coming back down and putting in their input where they shouldn't. Should just leave it to the Jurassic team. Let them do their business. Let them do their job. And not have these guys come in here, hey, we should do a Comic-Con exclusive too. Yeah, well, we have this Hammond. Yeah, do that one. That's the one that'll be exclusive. Do that. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's how it went. I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm being too nice. I don't know. But the thing is, to me, it doesn't seem like something that, like, the guys working on it exactly would really do. Maybe it was I don't know. But, like, I'm still good friends with the person that used to be on the team, Britt. She was on the team before, and she was very nice to the fans. She was really into the community with what was going on, right?
Yeah, Britt was awesome.
Since she left, there is a noticeable void. Like, there is like information and stuff like that. It seems to be only a certain people are getting this. Like, without her, she was letting us fans know. She posts stuff up like, oh, we got the prototype. There's nothing now. Like, it's quiet. And there's only a few people that know kind of what's going on, which is a little bit kind of like, it'd be nice for us to know too. Like, give us a hint. Because I don't know how, but this Hammond thing, it was known. People knew this was going to be announced. You know what I mean? I didn't know, but some people did, and it's kind of like, wow, it'd be nice to kind of heads up. That's a little that bothered me.
Yeah, I got the perfect way to remedy it. Package this figure with the Brachiosaur, and have the end of the either package it with it or bring it out in the same wave with it as a retail release, and then for an easy little modification, remove the hat, so you just got his bald head, and instead of having the white suit, put him in his night dressing gown from the Lost World, and done. Have that Lost World Hammond as your Comic-Con exclusive, and fans would still go nuts for it.
Yeah, no, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
You know, if they would have packaged this guy with it would have been perfect to package him with the Brachiosaur,
Yeah.
like they did with Kelly Malcolm and the RV,
Yeah.
the Mobile Command Center. You know what I mean? You can't buy Kelly Malcolm without getting the trailer. You had to buy the trailer, and she came with the trailer. Who's another exclusive like that?
But Hammond's on the box for that Brachiosaur too. That's the
I
thing.
know. That's the thing. They had it. The opportunity was there. Yeah. Who messed up, man? Was it the Jurassic team or was it the upper heads? I don't know.
And that,
you know what I mean?
That box art is showing that you can have Alan, Ellie, and Hammond sitting there with that Brachiosaur, but you're not going to be able to.
You know, when I get that Brachiosaur, that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'll be like, wow, I got them all except him.
Just have a silhouette.
You know? Yeah, basically. That's, you know what I'm going to... You guys, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm gonna have the box, and you're going to see where Hammond's supposed to be, just a black shadow. Be like, there, I got him. Like,
or just a cardboard cutout.
But then again, is the Brachiosaur going to be a fiasco too?
Oh, yeah.
That's
I'm
what I'm worried
terrified
about.
because we know that NECA didn't do the King Ghidorah figure from the new Godzilla movie because Target said they didn't want to waste the shelf space. And if Target has that kind of sway with NECA, you know they probably have it with Mattel as well. And it is a very, very big figure. Mm-hmm. And I'm just terrified that nobody's going to want to carry it because it's such a large figure.
Yeah. And
you know what would be a smart move on their half if they clearance out the colossal T-Rexes and use that spot for the Brachiosaur. But they're not going to do that because Target is stupid on all levels with that stuff. Trust me, my friends collect Pops, and you don't know the nightmare they go through with Target just to get some other exclusives. Everybody else, it's a lot easier to get, and believe it or not. But with them, they tell me it is a nightmare to ever get anything from them exclusive. You saw the nightmare that happened when the first Malcolm Pop came out, the injured Malcolm.
Yeah.
It was at 3 a.m. At 3 a.m. they put those things to sell and they sold out in 2 minutes. Like, it goes to show you that the fandom is there. They want that stuff. The problem is the supply is not there, and the method of supplying that is not there. When they were selling out the last few Spinosaurs, I don't know if they found a random crate somewhere, and that's when Brad was able to snag one for me. It was in December, I think. That was the last hurrah. It was like 1 week where they were popping up every little while. They were trickling out, and then that's it. You know what I mean? But you never saw them on...
Oh, keep going.
Huh?
Keep going. I was just going to say, it's just there, and that's the biggest shame about it, where fans want to buy this stuff. And in this age where everything's going digital and online, like movie studios are releasing their films online now over like movie theaters at times, the toy companies are still need to have retail stores to sell their product. Have their own online store and sell from there.
Yeah,
they did, but
that's the thing.
I don't know why they got rid of it.
Yeah. They were selling stuff on there. When the toys first showed up or whatever, I was able to purchase the Indoraptor from the Mattel store. I got the Indoraptor from the Mattel store, and I can't remember which other one I got, but it was the posable one, not the electronic one. I got the posable one from the Mattel store right before it shut down. Oh, it was the Indoraptor and never mind. I don't remember. But the thing is, they had that store and then they shut it down. What business sense does that have? Like, why did they shut it down? Because they were trying to.
I was on the mailing list and everything.
So was
You know?
I. And then to order this Hammond, you go through the store, which is supposed to be extinct. Like, why? So if you have a store, online store that's not working, right? They're not using it anymore. How is it that I was able to order a Hammond from the online store if that online store shouldn't be working anymore? That means it should still be working, and they should still have. They're the guys that create these toys. Like, how is it that they can't have an inventory? There must be some business mumbo jumbo jargon that they're trying to throw at us, probably. And I know if there's people out there, they're probably, well, this is how toy companies. I don't care. That's how toy company. That's just stupid. At the end of the day, the way I feel about it, because if you look at it, Amazon is selling these things.
Sort of.
Entertainment. Yeah, sort of. Entertainment Earth sells some of these things. You know what I mean? Like, they have these opportunities to throw a lot of their stuff to them if they don't want to open their own store. But if they can open their own store and have exclusives to themselves, the money's going to go right to them, right back.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's just. There's going to be no middleman. I don't understand the business sense of that. Especially when they have such a hot brand right now. Jurassic World is a hot brand. It's a brand right now that is hitting. You have Toy Story, you have Godzilla, you have all these movies coming out, and Jurassic World is still selling. Right now, like the repaints, they're selling, because I go to the Walmart store, I check that aisle, I'm not really getting anything right now, but I check it, and it's still selling. I think a week ago, or whatever, they had a bunch of Albertosaurus. Today, they had one. There's still stuff going on. People are still trying to get these items, and you go on eBay, and whoever's scalping these is just making a killing off of them. And with this Hammond fiasco, they're making a killing off of this too. And we don't know if they're, like we were saying earlier, we don't know if they're really getting that figure or not. These guys are paying extravagant prices, and then they're going to be. I know some guy. It was on JP Toys forum. I was reading a bunch of the comments, and some kid said, some dude, whatever, said that he got it for a certain price, and it was low. It was, I think, 80 something, right? Mm-hmm. That's sad that I'm saying 80 is low. That is really sad. You know what I mean? That's not good. But compared to the prices that I was seeing, 300, are you kidding me? For a $15 figure? No freaking way. Okay, so anyway, he got it for 80. When the prices started skyrocketing, they canceled his order and they jumped the price up. There's going to be a lot of canceled orders. People think that they have it, and they're going to cancel them and be like, no, too bad. I want 400 for it. And that is the problem.
I think that's shady business.
It is. And that's the problem with Mattel right now. Mattel is feeding these scalpers. That's the problem. They come on. They say they're on the fandom, and they hear what we talk about. They listen to a lot of stuff we say. They're very sensitive with stuff. I don't care as much as they're sensitive, dude. You say anything wrong about them, they get really sensitive about it. What is it? And so they must be seeing the way their products are being scalped. They're not making any money off of that. They're making what? Okay, so Hammond figure, guy buys 2. They're making $30. I don't know. They make a good margin of that, whatever, right? That guy's gonna resell it for 400. He's getting a huge profit, and Mattel's getting basically chiclets. Yeah. Like, come on.
Yeah. I don't understand how they can't see that.
It's stupid. They really should just, for a figure like that, they should cut it, put it back on the store. You know what I mean? They retooled that figure. It's not like it's never going to come out. I know it's going to come out, but it's just dumb the way they did it. It's really stupid. At least, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe at Comic-Con they announced this figure will be available for everyone. So you know what's going to happen? All the people that went there, wasted all this amount of money, are going to be pissed. They're gonna be so mad. I'm like, they're gonna be like, I wasted $500 on this thing, and everybody's gonna get it. You know what I mean? It's so it's almost like you can't really go forward with that, and you can't backtrack either. They're stuck. So now, pretty much either they don't care, and this is their plan. This is what they're gonna do. It's exclusive. That's it. Done. Or they were gonna announce it. They messed up, and now they're like, what do we do? You know? It's one or the other.
Yep. All right.
Either way, it's bad.
Yep.
There's no good on.
All right. That was a little bit longer than 20 minutes. All right.
It was a really hot issue, man. You know?
That's it. We were.
I will, one last thing on there is that I will say that the oddest thing about Mattel with Jurassic World isn't like their choices of what's exclusive and their business choices. I'd say it's their distribution.
Yep.
Because I'm looking at somebody who has the Brachiosaurus in box, and he's from Brazil.
Yep, he has 2 of them. I seen that. That's another big issue.
How?
It's
an American company. How does the North American license not get stuff first?
Okay, so Guatemala, which is in Central America, right? They're getting plesiosaurs.
I saw, yeah.
Chile is getting the legacy packs. So is Korea. How is that even possible when, like you said, it's an American company? That's like, I don't know, that's like saying, oh man, I would like to purchase an American pie. Yeah, you're gonna have to go to Japan for that. What?
Or Sony, or they'd be like Sony releasing, Samsung releasing the next Galaxy model in America before it releases in Samsung's, Korea, South Korean?
Yeah, it's
before it released.
It boggles my mind. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like this Hammond thing is not the only. This is a big hot issue, like hot topic on this stuff. But one issue that's been happening for the entire run since, like, I think the first wave was the only one that everybody was able to get. After that, it has been atrocious how the distribution has been. And this is something that a lot of fans have talked about, but a lot of people aren't talking about, but they talk about it in secret, or they talk about it like one-to-one or something, because it is not something that's being said in a lot of reviews on that I look on YouTube. Like, and this is a lot of reviewers. I'm not saying the main ones. I'm not saying the small ones. I'm saying a lot of people are not talking about distribution. And if people take this the wrong way and they're like, oh, he's talking about me, I might be talking about you. Because the thing is, no one is talking about this. Distribution is horrible. And they want to put blame on the stores and whatnot. And I remember there's one thing that really I did not like that they were saying was like, oh, when the Spinosaur situation, well, then call Target and ask Target. I don't do that. Like, I don't call Walmart and ask them, hey, man, there's this rug I really like. It's gray, and it has, like, a T-Rex design on it. Can you guys start, like, selling that so I can go to your store and buy it? That's not how it works.
People who work retail hate people who do that. Just to throw that out there to any of our listeners, I've worked retail. We hate when you do that. Do not do that, ever.
I know. Look, you know why I know so well the inner workings of Target? I worked for them 4 years. I worked back room. I worked in the back room of Target, which is where everything comes in, all the stock and everything. I know how Target works with their stock and how items are brought in, everything. So I know how awful they can be with stuff like that. Now, for me to call in and start asking for something, that just doesn't work. No. We've had people call in and they were like, "Hey, can we?" No, that's not how it works. I don't write a list hey,
you don't make those decisions.
I don't and Target is really not going to make that decision. And the CEO of Target, which I've never seen, I don't think we even saw a district manager when I was there. Like, we saw a manager from another shop another Target come in and see how our Target ran. Like, no, like the guys that make those decisions, the workers that work there will never see them in their life. And if you call corporate, good luck trying to get to one of the main guys to give them your grievances. They're just going to tell you,
really.
Target really addresses your opinion, and we're going to think about. We're going to get back to you on that, and they'll never get back to you.
Yeah, they'll give the whole song and dance.
Yeah, so like it's saying that to start like storming a store with picket signs and just, hey, we want Spinosaurus. That's not going to work. That's not how this whole retail business works. You know what I mean? So that's a big deal with distribution. Like overseas, like in I know a good amount of fans overseas that like they get nothing. They did not see Legacy line. They had to order that from here.
Yep.
And Brad, how is the distribution over there? You know, I always forget. Like I don't forget, but I do in a way when I'm